Hello, everybody. How are you? Hope everybody's doing fine. I really do. Just want to do some talking about some things. Mainly, just found something done it in several different places. And just went all the way back around now. Supervisor and the one in. You know, I just want to bring it back to all of y'all's attention about been talked about for many. And I'm not going to say that it's going to happen now. But I am saying at this particular time, more of a reason ever any other time. In other words, talking about the point where from Texas to Florida and halfway there of the United States kind of disappears, sinks, as you would say. But me showing you, fixing to show you, seeing right there a lot of hot spots, a whole bunch of hot. Had it up now for land still running across the pipeline. I wanted y'all to see it, mainly because you need to see that. See that? Look at all that hot. Look at it. 17:21 UTC time. All the way to twenty 23 UTC time. This one shows up for that particular to no more showing at that time. See, now what I don't understand, I don't think nobody else does either, is why going out. They're extremely hot, extremely hot, heat mess, extremely hot. But why are they there? Why do they keep coming? We have to sit here, wonder why without action. Now, we see this happening a lot in our country. I mean, we've seen this happen. Why is it happening? Right there, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hotspots. There's more than that in different areas. I'm just showing you one clip where it stopped with at least 5 on there. We're talking about right here. Right there. See that. See it with your own eyes. Nobody's forcing you. Is someone playing with the system? I don't know. I don't know. But if they're not, and they're really decently hotspot across the state, why is it that everything seems to be a lot worse than maybe it should be. Know what I mean? There's something going on with everything around us. I mean that in the most utmost respect to everyone. There's something going on, folks. No ifs, ands, or buts of where, what, when, or how this is happening, why it might be happening, who might be doing it. I don't know. Really don't know who's doing it. I don't know if for an absolute fact someone's not creating this, or some rich, I'm not going to use that word. I'm going to use money hungry, greedy, power stricken greed causing this or not. Seems very logical that may be what's really going on, but can I prove that? No. Can't prove it. Wish I could, because what you're seeing there, this is off the charts. Just refreshed. And 2 cents a different way to move. Did you see it? Oh no. We got a couple here, 2 there, 1 there, and there's 1 down here. See it? There. 2 here, and then I still seen another one flash. Yeah. So this whole area in here is getting pretty bad. You're not even gonna see that unless I move this map up. Hold on a minute. I got it blown up so big. Manage without not being blown up. So go back and see where I saw that. Now let me go and see if we're on the see them right here. See it right there. Didn't see it a minute ago. There. These are blown up real big so you can see them, okay? And another one. Bam. What's there? Got it blown up so big I lost it. 1 there. Then you got the ones that are all up in this area up in here. 2 states. This is wild, folks. This is beyond normal. Extremely wild. It's crazy. I mean, every spot keep popping up in there. Extremely hot. 3 hot ones right there right now. 1, there's 3, there's 4, 5 right, 4 right there. Still, there's another one that popped off and bottom 4 left. Got one that turned up hot. 2, 3, 4 down at the bottom in the other state. This is crazy. That's just, and they're just, what's funny is they're real hot for a second and they disappear and another one starts up somewhere else. See, that's what makes this look bad. Okay, that's what makes this look extremely bad. Don't make this look good at all. Are we having an issue with what's really going on in life? They say that there's a couple of stuff like that can cause problems on Earth. But you know, the biggest thing for me today was this in the news tonight on 60 Minutes, which, if any of you know me, the ones of you that know me you know how I feel about a global woman. And they were literally talking about mainly so they could throw down the president one more time, talking about their carbon. And I want to reiterate to everyone out there about carbon. One volcano, okay, just one, puts off more emissions than every man, woman, car, manufacturer. Just one. Now, how many of them do we have going? Since the 1900s, we know that earthquakes, tornadoes, storms, hurricanes, all increasingly die. We know that for a fact. Yeah, we know that for a fact. So I showed that to y'all, proved it to you, and I got a website on it. And you know what the biggest thing of that all is? One biggest thing about all of that, me, is why was that in the news today? And this is showing up right now. I was on 60 Minutes today. And you see what's showing up on the screen as we talk. It's not a joke. It's for real. Spots. They're there. They're not magically there. It's on shortwave IR, infrared. Shows the heat signatures for our country. Now, why is that happening? Why were they talking about carbon again? Why hasn't anyone ever told you this story about carbon, how volcanoes and stuff are bad for our planet, causing global warming, this, that, and that? Let me also explain this to you too. The ash that goes into the sky. You've heard scientists say this many times. Yellowstone, one of the super volcanoes, like to erupt. Did back years ago. That the planet itself would be darkened. It would get dark. In other words, there'd be so much ash in the sky. The planet would cool because the ash would be so high in the atmosphere. It would block out sun rays, cause us to get cooler. For probably some time, maybe even an ice age. And we're headed towards one of those as we speak already. Not a warming phase, but a warming and cooling phase. And you know, they tell you about this mountain and that mountain, the North and the South Pole. Let me tell y'all something. That happens every season, every year, every time the planet tilts a different way. It's either going to freeze or it's going to get warmer. Is it going to get warmer? It does it every year. You have the same amount of melt every year. And if it doesn't come back the next year, that's because it has moved, because the North Pole have been moving for years. Every so many years, it moves so far. Every year, I think it moves like 20, maybe 30 miles. Okay, well, 20, 30 miles if it don't do it every 5 or 10 years. Eventually, our planet is going to move so far that the equator is going to be instead of being in the middle of South America, it may end up being in the middle of North America. You following what I'm saying? But eventually, it's going to flip. The sun poles flip quite frequently. The Earth doesn't do that quite frequently. But it has done it, and we're due, for what we understand, due for another. What they don't understand and what they don't know, and neither do I, is how fast and how rapidly it is going to flip when it does flip. But seeing stuff like this on radar right now, hotspots in the MADRID fault lines, is unprecedented to me. It's to the point to where it's almost scary in fact. So why isn't anyone other than Dutch thinking about this? Why hasn't anyone picked this up yet? You know, why is it that no one has said anything about frequency more than us? I'll tell you why. Because no matter what they do, how they do it, but everything that's been going on in our lives since January of this year has something to do with the other. Us. Create, manufacture, destroy, kill, or to completely mind blow your brain. It's completely controlled. And I'm going to state this too. I do not know. And I want you to know that I do not know whether or not our president is on our side now, because I don't know. I can tell you this. I do know that the one that's running against him is definitely not. Most definitely. I know that from his presence from the last place he comes from. And he's been around for how many years? And I know that the one that he was vice president for. And beyond that, all the way back to Daddy Bush, they've had an agenda to run. They've been running that agenda quite hard. One time you had a party system here, really a party system. I think the only thing that's going on now is a show. You understand what I mean by a show? Kind of like watching a TV series. Always Young and the Restless, Age Violent, anything remotely the same. Series of whatever the reason may be. You name it. Just to control you. How many people have you seen last 5 years not walk around with a telephone in their hand, seen this walking around with a telephone in your hand? It's so bad, people were doing it driving and they had to stop it by making a. And you can't even go into a store without seeing somebody look like they're either talking to themselves or they are just talking out loud with them on speakerphone. It doesn't matter which. How many times have you seen that? Now, I do want to explain to you about those phones. Their frequency. Low-powered frequency doesn't matter. It's still frequency. If you get enough of those frequencies, if you were to take everybody in one city, one time, same place, clutter up in the same area, and light up the cell tower all at the same time, they're transmitting every cell tower. That community was lit up at the same time. How much power of frequency do you have? A lot. And that lot of power that you transmit. And I just also want to add to you, 24 hours a day. At the later evening hours, you might have less people on the cell tower, but those towers are still lit up. Someone is still up. Someone is still working, whatever the case may be. Maybe working in a supermarket, minute market, you name it. They may be late night Waffle House or manufacturer, and they're texting on their phone to maybe their girlfriend, or they're watching a movie, they're live streaming a movie, sitting there because much for them to do at the time. No matter the reason, all of us use our phones. Some 24 hours a day. And if they're not on it completely by the time that they're sleeping, they make up for it during the day because they never am. You know those people. You know who they are. You've seen them do that. If you got kids, they're anywhere from 18 to 30, you know that they never put their telephone down. You literally have to say, This is the way it's going to be. We're going to have a little family get together here, but turn off your phones and set them on the counter and don't touch them while we're having a family get together. How many has had to do that? I know there's a shitload of me that's had, because I've had to do it. No joke. The phone is already an addiction. The electrical energy has already became an addiction. They haven't come up with the roll up your sleever yet. But once they do, they'll roll up your sleever. And everybody gets one. Now that our president has been stricken with this virus, we got an issue, don't we? Have you seen it yet? Have you smelled it and dealt it? How many of you out there really think that 200,000 deaths in a year is any more different than the regular flu? I'm being honest. You get anywhere from 150,000 of them or 3. There's been up to 3, some 350. That was never called an pandemic. Okay? But now, as we go now, how we go now is a complete, utter different thing. Yeah, it is. We got this going on. We got the President of the United States in the hospital. And he did get out today and go out and see his supporters. He put him in a car and drove him around and let him wave to the supporters. But you know, that's a good thing. But I also want to tell you, that's bluntly, straight in your face propaganda. Just like television commercials. Straight in your face propaganda. And the propaganda that they're pushing these days is so deep and so forced. People don't know the truth, even a little. The truth that we are being told is the truth is a plain lie. Straight up. Now, is the President of the United States going to win the presidency again? I'm believing, even though all the cheating that's supposedly going on, I still think that the major power that's in the scenario, still in the scenario, wanting Trump to be the next, still be president. And they're only putting on a show. It's just a show. It's a movie. It's a script. They're playing a script. It's like going to a Broadway show. That's what it looks like to me anymore. It's just plain Broadway. It's to confuse and inflict damage to you, basically. So your mind is conflicted about what's real and what's. That's just like the climate. First started off with or started off with global warming. And then a couple of years later, that blew up so big, they were so convinced that carbon was going to kill us all. Movies come out to where they had little red buttons and they were going to mash the buttons and you would explode. Now let's talk about the exploding part. Now, how did you explode? Let's see. I don't know if any of y'all remember, but I had it on my channel. Paused it. Called it carbon. And I put it somewhere else, and I don't even know if I got the video in it. But it was kind of a London type video. It was about carbon and what you were going to do about your carbon. And they would ask you, and they would say, oh, no pressure. No pressure at all. And the people would answer, oh, I hadn't done anything about it. Well, the ones that didn't do anything about it, say anything about it, in a positive manner, they would mash a red button and they would blow up. We're talking about their head. Now, what have we been talking about the roll up your sleeve and frequency? Does any of that make any sense to y'all? If they are going to put controllable nanobots into your roll up your sleeve, what do you think that little red button was they were mashing? You know, there's a lot of things that people just don't get wrong. They don't see what's happening. But the things that you see and you feel and you saw and you smelt and you dealt and all the things that's happened in your life, all around you. Some people remembered a lifetime. Some people don't. They only remember the next time they get in high, having a drink or taking a pill to forget hate they feel for one thing or another that pass next day. And there's a lot of that going on now. And also to let you know that there was information coming out that on Wednesday, New York is shutting down again. Yep. Okay. Folks, I also want to let you know they do that. That means it's starting again. So starting tomorrow, slowly, we'll start going to the store, picking up on canned food. Something that's non-perishable. Something that can keep you alive. Because I do believe if they do that crap again, nationwide, that it's going to put not just our country, the whole world in a bad way. A very bad. To the point where you can't buy certain things. And I didn't say go buy truckloads of toilet paper and paper towels. I didn't say that. I said perishable goods, canned food, green beans, butter beans, corn, stuff that you can put on the shelf, eat, don't have nothing else. Like if your lights go out, all your meat went bad. That's what I'm talking about. be able to take care of yourself, feed yourself. That's what I'm doing. Because what you're seeing on the screen with them little black spots right there, that is one of the worst things that I think I can actually see where that is. And that's not the only one. There's 3 other places. There's one further east. There's some more further west. Some in the state below that little spot where we're seeing it right. So you tell me, folks, what you see in the below section in the comments. That'll be good. Because I am going to put this on YouTube weird because we got 3. So I went, it's been on all night. And I'm not going to shut it off. Not yet. So, folks, what's really going on? There's been talk about certain people. Mandela effect. I was talking about that 3 years ago. I had to quit talking about it because the reason why my website got tore all that crap. Neither here nor there. I quit talking about that. I didn't exchange my beliefs. Certain things I've learned that you can't talk about. The reason to. I keep talking about it. No one cares. No one believed you. No one wanted it. There's a few out there. But the biggest thing is someone, something, or some frequency gotten out of hand, or someone's using frequency. It's getting out of hand and causing this problems for our just these areas, planet. These things can kill us, folks. We can destroy. Can. We also can destroy the people. Father, what the biggest problem is planet itself can destroy every living thing. See, people forget that. Take that advantage. People. They do the things that they want to because they want to do them. They don't want you to know any different than what you're doing at the present time. They want you to stay confused and unaware of life. They don't want you to know that, oh, there's an earthquake over here, there's an earthquake over there. Oh, everything's going to be. That ain't what they're trying. They're trying to. Dutch is trying to report. Jeez. But yet, they won't give him the full amount of information. They hide stuff all the time. So that's going to make him wrong in some aspect. But if he had the whole truth, which he's proven before, when he gives that accurate information, he's pretty accurate. If he had them all, he'd be real accurate. But see, they don't want you to know. They want to keep you in the dark. They want you to keep you in the dark about everything. They want to lie to you, tell you the truth on one hand, and lie to you out of the other. Like global warming. That's the biggest hoax. Right? Other than what we're dealing with since January. There is no such thing as global warming. This planet, since day one, we couldn't live when this planet was formed to become a planet. We couldn't live here if it hadn't have been for climate change, the biggest word in the dictionary nationwide. Huh? That the biggest one? Because it's been around since the beginning of our world. Global warming is bullshit. Climate change is here. The climate change is here, and it's been here way before any of us was even living on this planet. Before we were even evolved onto our planet. So now how do you think a scientist can come on and tell you that he knows what's causing something? He's dead ass wrong. It ain't carbon. Trees need carbon to breathe. Human beings on this planet breathe in oxygen and exhale carbon. Volcanoes, when they erupt, push all sorts of ash and carbon into the air. Sulfur. All kinds of things that creates carbon. And just one of those puts off more than every human, every car, every truck, every business, manufacturer of all sorts. But yet they want to tell us carbon. Really? They're very intelligent, smart, aren't they? I don't know. It is one of those things, though. It really is. I'm going to get off of here. Been talking now for about 42 minutes. I had to have my say, what you said on the screen. And talking about global warming on 60 Minutes. Then I see this. All at the same time. Wow, really? Yeah. We got global warming, all right. We ain't got that all. We got something more sinister. We got someone either doing it or our planet is discharging too much of one frequency. It's very well, more than likely, made frequency this planet is filtered to create a certain frequency and cause problems. Already know frequency can come. Already know that if you got the right frequency, got enough of it for a long enough period, you may cause real big earthquake. Where that is, it's going to be dangerous if that's a big earthquake. So with that, much love to y'all. Said enough. Love to y'all. All have a Monday. And from my cold dead hands, and I damn well mean it, abolish corporate rich, beyond rich, the greed, the selfish. And if you can't speak freely, which we've done said many, many times lately, you can't speak freely, simply not free. And we'll mean it, simply not free. So you're really a slave, folks. Been speaking to y'all since 2009 about this. And I can only tell you, the only thing I can say is, been telling you. I've been telling you. And it ought to be enough for you to know that I've been telling you, to tell you that I've lost 4 YouTube channels. That's all of this started. Including my big one. I've lost my website 3 times. I lost my tattooed1009.wordpress.com. So did Dutch. This is no joke, people. This stuff really happened. And this stuff is really much love from my cold dead wartime. So much love. I love it. It's putting in itself. Can't speak freely. Simply not. Much love.